Lifelite in the dark. That's our target. It's a red target. We're going to turn off the lights. It's going to be completely dark in here, as you're going to see here in a second. Absolutely dark. I'm going to use the Lifelite. I'm going to use it as if I was in pitch dark, and I'm going to see if I can get all 5 shots on the target. Okay, we're ready. Got the Lifelite loaded. 5 new Byrna kinetic rounds in there. I'm going to be in the pitch dark. I'm going to engage, and I will get my light, and I will get my red dot. And I'm going to see how accurate I am with using my flashlight and then getting on target. Now, if this was a person, you would normally have your flashlight on. So I'm going to start out with the flashlight. I really like the red dot. I could get used to that. Looks like I got a lot of my shots on the target. 1, 2, 3, 4. I must have missed 1. I got most of my balls down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I believe I hear 1 rattling inside. Let's see. Yeah, number 4 fell out right here. So all 5 shots were fired. I got 4 out of 5 on my target using the red dot and the flashlight in a pitch dark environment. And did they go out the back? Hard to tell because of the way this is set. I think these are mostly bouncing. This is not a very powerful launcher. I've proven this over and over again. And so you can see that for kinetic impact, these are pretty weak. They didn't even puncture the cardboard very well. In fact, we'll take another look when I get a free hand here. Hold on. Turn that around. Forget about this tear in the front, but you can see there was some damage on the inner piece of cardboard in there, but not enough that they would go through. They pretty much hit that inner piece of cardboard that I have, and it sort of hung them up. There's an inner piece inside. And they didn't get all the way through. Normally, with any of my other launchers, it's going through all the way. Even with the T4E, it's going to go through all of these. So that's pretty weak, pretty bouncy. But is that enough to get you to break a PepperBall? I mean, that's really what you're going to want to use this for. You want to break the chemical round on someone. So I'm going to shoot some more now. These kinetic impact rounds are not something that I would recommend using with the Lifelite. Maybe if you wanted to, have one at the beginning just to try to scare someone off. That way you don't have to use chemicals. That's always probably a good idea. You get pretty much the same FPS on this one throughout. And even as you shoot 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 shots, you're going to start to get, you pretty much get the same FPS. It's quite weak, and I don't know any way to tune this up. But let's put a few more shots on there just to see how well it's doing. Missed. Get on. Get on. Get on. Now those hit pretty well. I think that's all of them. Yep. So let's take a look at those and see if any of those penetrated, but I don't think so. Okay. Well, those I was able to get a better grouping because I was trying to do it very carefully and very slow, and I was using 2 hands. And again, it punches in, but it's not going all the way through. Some of them are inside. But the Lifelite is very accurate, and so if I have to give it an A on accuracy. I believe that at night, it's a great tool for getting the shots on target. Now, if you went on the face with PepperBalls, and using that red dot, I think you might have a better shot. Now, of course, if you've seen my previous video on headshots versus body shots, you'll realize that that's inefficient. But again, maybe if you only land 1 out of 5, that is good enough. It just depends. It really depends on a lot of variables. Okay, so you see the power. The Lifelite is not a powerhouse. We know that. But what is the main big advantage of the Lifelite? Why do I like it? Well, when you carry this and you're walking around, it looks like just a big industrial size flashlight. And that's exactly what it is. And it works just fine. And there's no intimidation. There's no threat perceived when you carry this around. In contrast, when you carry this around or something similar, that's quite threatening. That's quite concerning. It looks like a firearm. That's a big deal in most situations and not something you would ever want to pull out. This needs to stay concealed at all times. Whereas with something like this, you could walk with this in your hand. It has a lanyard that you could hold on to or have it attached to something. You can use it as a flashlight. It's not intimidating, and I really like that about the Lifelite. Okay, so a final few words about the Lifelite. It's a reliable weapon. I have stored these things for more than a year at a time, and then when I go to shoot it, it always shoots. It's reliable. The CO2's in here. It's not puncturable until you remove this and engage, and then now the trigger is available. Until you do that, that CO2 is very stable. It's not going to get pierced automatically. This thing can be stored in a variety of places, and it's useful. 5 pepper balls can be launched from this. And the only thing is it's not user serviceable. If you ever have a problem with this, you're going to have to go back to PepperBall. It is a clamshell, but I'm not going to open this thing up. I think it's designed and I think it's sealed in a way that it's not supposed to be opened, and I don't think I would try that. I think this is for pepper balls and pepper balls only. As you can see, kinetic impact is not what you want. But the beauty of the laser and the beauty of the flashlight and the element of surprise is really to your advantage. If a person sees you with a flashlight and you're pointing a flashlight, the last thing that they would imagine is that in a moment's notice, you could put 5 pepper balls in their face or to their chest, and you could be running the other way. It is a great distraction device, and it serves that purpose. It's been reliable for me, and I think if you want something that's affordable and it's not something that you want to have great power, but you want something that you can use that is discreet, and you don't have to worry about someone thinking that you have a firearm and causing trouble, and if you want something that you can carry in the open but yet it's discreet, this is something that you might want to add to your portfolio. I like to pair this with other things. I have this as well as my kinetic impact rounds with my PepperBall TCP. I think pairs work really well. You have a backup, you have a chemical, you have a kinetic. I think I like that type of approach, and that's how I incorporate this into my self-defense plan. That's all I'm going to say about the Lifelite today. I hope that was informative. Everybody take care. We'll see you in the next one.